Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to GBear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Today is March 7th, 2020, and you can see the shadow out there of my PMA is cranking out some wind speeds. Yeah, it's another windy day. Started off completely overcast and dark and gloomy. Looked like rain, but it didn't rain. So I checked the weather, and the weather says that for all of next week, we got a 70 to 90% chance of rain just about every day. So that's going to be interesting to see. Maybe I will get my rain catch totes completely refilled before the rainy season's over here. Spring's not far away. It's like a week or so from now. And don't forget, tonight's the night to spring forward your clocks 1 hour. Yeah, you lose an hour's worth of sleep if you don't do that. So I did mine last night, and I'm living on Tulsa time now. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to even feel the difference in the times. The only other clock I have to wait for to change, or the ones I have to wait to change, are automatic, like the one on my smartphone and the ones on my computer. Things like that, they all have to do their own automatic change. And on my weather station too, that's all set by satellite. So, but all the mechanical manual set clocks, I've already reset all of those. So where everybody's looking at it right now as being a 4:15, I see 5:15 on my clocks, as you can see. Well, actually 17 after. So, what have I been doing? Well, I went into town today and picked up a few things I needed. And just in case the rains do come and I have to hunker down. I don't like driving to town if I don't have to when it's rainy and muddy out there, because it just means another thing for me to do, and that's to wash the mud off the van and off the undercarriage and all of that, because letting that stuff sit on there doesn't do the body work or the metal any good. So, other than that, I've been over here. I've moved a lot of these plants that I had inside here are all moved out to the garden house now, and I do have some in here, like my this is a sugar pie pumpkin popped up right there, and there's another one getting ready to break ground right there. So I got two of those. I only really need one. Over here, another watermelon is popping up. And I already got my watermelon plant out there, so I'll give that one away. And if none of the others pop up, it doesn't matter. Now, in these three, because nothing was showing, I planted some early girl tomatoes to replace the damaged ones that were out there. But then I realized I already had some growing here. So I'll have extra early girl tomatoes too. And then for Chris and Aurora, especially Aurora, she had mentioned while I was over there picking up plants that time that she was looking for San Marzano tomatoes because she likes to make sauce out of those. Well, I do too. And I grew those last year, and I had put the seeds away from a couple of the tomatoes, and I couldn't find them, and I finally found them. So I've got some San Marzano tomato plants started in here. I've got 3 of them going in this little pot, which I'll probably keep for myself and put out there, because 3 plants are enough with all the other ones I got growing. But in this 6-pack unit here, I also planted 2 seeds in each one of these pockets. So it's a possibility to get up to 12 plants here. So let me know, Aurora, how many of those plants you want, and I'll make sure I get those over to you. I also have extra sweet peppers, the shishito sweet peppers that I grew last year. I restarted some of those seeds, and I planted the 4 plants I need out there in my garden house already, and they're growing just fine. But I still have the rest of the 6-pack left. I think there's at least 4 of them in there with 2 pepper plants in each, so there's 8 pepper plants there. And I know you guys said you like lots of salads. Well, I do too, but I don't have the room to grow anymore. So if you'd like some of those peppers, leave it in the comment section below, and I'll make sure I bring some of those over when I do come over. All right, here, my brandywine pinks that weren't doing anything. I got up this morning, and there's a sprout right there. And there's another sprout right there. So the brandywine pinks, now there's 3 in each one of these buckets. So seeing one out of the group just sprout, that's fine with me. I can, in these pots, I can let those single plants grow until they get pretty tall and strong. And about that time, I'll probably be ready to pull out some of the tomatoes I've got out of there, the determinants that are growing, determinate and indeterminate. Tomatoes, okay, determinate means it's just going to grow, produce as many fruit as it would for that plant, and then it dies. That's the end of it. Indeterminate, that one will keep on going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. It'll keep on growing. I've had indeterminate cherry tomato plant. When I lived in Tustin, I had that growing along a wall on my driveway, and it was 37 feet long. And it grew all year, all the way through the winter, and right into the next spring. And I finally had to pull the thing out of there. But yeah, those things will go. Now, in determinates, you can't break off a branch and stick it in the ground and grow a new plant. But indeterminates, you can. Okay, so remember that part of it. All right. So I've got all of that going. And then over here, these are the those little sprouts from the Bill's Tangelos that my friend Bill gave me. And I got another one popping up right there. So I got 3 of those going in there. And then I still got my California Wonder here, and I planted some Big Dipper green bells over there. Garden beans still aren't sprouting yet. It's a little early for them, but I'm trying to force them into growing. We'll see what happens with that. All right. Lastly, over here, I've started some more seeds. And these are corn seeds, and I started these in the bag like I normally do to speed up the process of sprouting them. And they look like they're all swollen to their to that point now where they're ready to start sprouting. And I just put those in yesterday. So within the next few days, I might see some of these with little tails sticking out of them. Now, the sweet corn that I have in here, the seeds were the same type of seeds that I have here. This is this year's seeds, so this one's not even expired yet. And the seeds that are in here are from 2019, which is last year's seeds. They should all still be good. The ones that I had growing in the other one, they were from 2016. So they were 4 years old. That's why I didn't get 100% sprouting on them. I've got like 25% sprouting, or not even that. I'd say 10% sprouting. So anyway, got all that covered. So let's move on. What else did I have to do here? Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, remember I had 2 pieces of ceiling insulation missing. Right there and over there. Well, I would have had to buy a whole new complete set of battens of the R19 in order to put those 2 little pieces in. They're only 67 inches long. A little over 5 feet. Let's call them 6 feet long, okay? Well, for 12 feet of it, I would have had to buy another bundle of that, which is like close to $70 with tax and everything. Well, I just happened to go out and check in my container, and I had some of the 2-inch R-Tech insulation there. So I set that in place, and then I sealed all the edges and gaps with expandable foam. And what a difference. I mean, the temperature in here is just a whole heck of a lot difference. And the sound, I mean, because those 2 bays were open, I was still transmitting sound from outside. But now it's nice and quiet in here. So that'll do for those 2 places there. And I think I'm going my next trip next paycheck, I'm going to go pick up about 8 sheets of drywall and a drywall panel lift and get the ceiling in and get the laundry room closed and get this pantry closed in. Because then I can get the I just completely forgot what I was going to say. I don't know why, but medium density fiberboard, the MDF. I'm going to get some 3/4 MDF, and I'm going to build a set of cabinets that are going to go on that back wall before I hang these doors in place, because that makes it a lot easier to do. And then the drywall that's behind the cabinetry and above the cabinetry, I don't have to worry about finishing or painting that because it's covered by the cabinetry. So that's what I've been thinking of, and that's what I've got planned. All right, the other thing, I bought another rat chaser. It's a brand new one, and this one you plug into the wall, and it's supposed to actually use the neutral wire of your electrical wiring as a complete chaser. And this is it right here. It's the new Pesticata 2000. Now, don't run out and buy this right away. I'm testing this thing out. Okay, now it says that you plug this thing in, 1 unit recommended for a typical home, and it's a patented pulse technology. It's supposed to work with ultrasonic technology. I've got this thing plugged in, and they say give it about a week to get settled in and start working properly, and you'll hear an increase in activity in that time, and then all of a sudden the activity will drop off. Well, it's been just about a week, and I got a good night's sleep last night because there was very little activity up there. I heard a little bit this morning, but it was very, very minute. It wasn't like it normally is. So it might be working. I don't know. Let's give it a little bit longer, because if it doesn't work, I'm going to return it and get my money back. Because I'm sick and tired of these people selling stuff like this and saying, oh, guaranteed to work. And they bet on 90% of the people will not return the stuff. Well, I will. All right. So I got that covered. Next on the list. Okay, let's see. The windows. Oh, yeah. I cleaned my windows. You notice how clear they look? Well, they were all full of dirt and soot and raindrop stains and things like that from the rainy season. So I just did a quick clean on them. They need a second trip across there, but I'll do those again. If we get rain all next week, I'm going to have to wash them again anyway, so I'm not going to do the second coat on them now. I'll do that later. All right, lastly for today, here we go. My little barbecue that I had inside here right by the door that I loved using all winter long, well, I was sweeping up in here and I hit the bottom of the barbecue with the broom, and it was so old and dried out that the leg broke off of it. So look what I got. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, that's pretty. All right, the story on this. I was at Home Depot and I was getting the items I needed. And I went into the back of the garden house, and they had a whole bunch of these barbecues back there. They're all last year's models. And they're trying to sell them off because it's springtime and all the new models are coming in. They needed to get rid of all of these. So they had these marked down. And I said, whoa, that's a nice little barbecue, a little 2-burner, just about what size I want. It's got 2 trays on it. And these trays will lift and fold down so that you can get them out of the way if you want. Of course, I still have my temperature gauge here for checking meats and things like that when I'm barbecuing. But check this out. This has got its own thermometer built right in here. And it'll go all the way up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. So, you know why? Well, this is the new technology. Infrared technology. It says right here, patent pending. So this is, they've patented this, but they haven't got the issue on the patent yet. Now these things lift out, and then you have your regular grill underneath. So if you want some good grill marks on your steak or something like that, that's the way to go. So this is going to get a test out tonight because I couldn't resist that after I bought this, was going to the supermarket next, I bought myself a nice bone-in ribeye for tonight. So I'm going to do a bone-in ribeye, corn on the cob, cooked in the husk, right here on the top shelf. And then I'll do a salad, a dinner salad to go along with that. So I'll have all of my vegetables and I'll have my nice steak cooked in here. And I'm going to try it on the infrared patent pending thing here to see how that works out. Now, I'm not going to get pretty grill marks in it because this is all little spots. But I'm going to just curious to see how that's going to work out for cooking a steak. It might be interesting. I know it'll be great for cooking hamburgers because they can't fall through the grill, right? So we'll see. And I'm going to give this a shot tonight, and I'll let you know on the next video how it came out. Now, it's got an electronic push button here. I can hear it clicking inside. And I've got my propane bottle already down inside there, and I got the grease trap, and I didn't even have to assemble this. It came fully assembled because it was last year's display model. And they had this, originally was $279, and they had it marked down to $145. I said, well, that's one heck of a deal, so I'm going to take this thing and go with it. So it's on wheels, and I started rolling it down towards the cash register, and the girl tried scanning that with her scanner, and it wouldn't go in. So she took that label off, and she punched the numbers in on it, and it popped up and said $125. She goes, oh, it's gone down in price again. Well, I could have left it there and come back another week. It might have even been lower, but I still get my 10% off from my military discount. So I took another $12.50 off of the $125. Hey, it was $112.50. That's not a bad deal, right? That's a great deal if you ask me. So anyway, I wanted to show you that, and I'm going a little bit long here now, so I'm going to call this one a day and get out to my cold beer because it's already 5:30. Oh my God. And the sun's still out. Isn't that something? All right, everybody. Enjoy the time change. This is GBear reminding you, give me a thumbs up down there, please. Don't forget to like my videos. Don't forget to share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. This is GBear signing off.